To some people, the idea of living next to your neighbors on a 25 by 100 foot lot can be rather unappealing. And that's why today we present to you something that's incredibly unique. A mesa that's 30 minutes away from the Telluride ski resort. Actually, we can just about see it here in the background, but it's incredibly easy to get to. We sacrifice very few of our amenities that we enjoy in town by staying here at Grayhead, which actually has an amazing amenity package that's private for owners and guest use only. Here I am standing actually at the edge of the last dollar, which is a really incredible and relatively entry level Jeep back road here. So all of the forest behind me is U.S. Forest Service. It is park land, and furthermore, we are pinched in between this massive amount of national forest. And on the other side of me, as we see those red cliffs, would be the BLM land that drops down to the San Miguel River. Today we're going to go ahead and cover everything you would ever want to know about these really incredible lots. They're all about 35 acres. We have an extremely robust HOA that really does a fantastic job and even plows, excuse me, that does a really fantastic job down to even plowing individual driveways, which is included in those HOA dues, which again doesn't sound like a huge deal. However, when you're doing cost analysis for mesa properties, this is a factor that oftentimes comes up. I don't know of a single other HOA in San Miguel County where those plowing in the winter snowfall is included. So despite that, everything here is on a 35 acre tract, and stick around till the end. I'm going to go ahead and show you why you might never even need or want to leave Grayhead if this is the place for you. Now this video is going to cover everything from the lots, its access to trails, to national forest and amenities, but it will also feature one of the exquisite properties in this neighborhood. Because the number one question I get about Grayhead is about the drive to and from, I'll be demonstrating to you exactly what that drive looks like. There's two different routes, and depending on which you take, you're never more than 25 to maybe 35 minutes maximum during a big snow to get from your abode in this absolutely incredible resort style single family home to the skiing at Telluride Ski Resort.
So let's start by discussing the approximately 8 miles between the downtown Telluride over to Grayhead. Here I am at this little blue dot. I'm sitting at my office, which is right at the base of the gondola, and over to Grayhead, again, about 8 miles, and there are two different routes to get there. The first route, highlighted in blue, is my personal favorite. What makes this so unique is the fact that it is all south-facing. This south-facing aspect means that the roads really clear off quite quickly. Now is a good time to mention that where I have mapped us to is approximately 11 miles. However, the majority of the neighborhood is about 8 miles. This route passes by the Aldosoro neighborhood as well as follows down Airport Road before linking up to what's known as the Spur, which is the extension of Colorado Avenue that tracks between Society Drive and the Valley Floor. Second option, known as Deep Creek Road, is another great way to get off of the dirt road faster and rack up highway miles that climb up Keystone Gorge. Both routes take about the same amount of time. However, the Deep Creek route is slightly longer on a miles by miles basis. Now, if you've been to Telluride, it probably doesn't surprise you to know that this drive is absolutely stunning. You see multiple 13,000 and 14,000 foot peaks along the way, and that is all packaged in to a nicely manicured and county plowed road. When you're en route, you also pass by old homesteads from the farming days of Telluride, back when this massive field used to be run by ranchers for sheep and cattle. Because it is rather remote, Grayhead operates on septic systems as well as a well for all of your water needs. There are a few exceptions to this rule with natural springs and deeded water rights. However, if you find a house you like, you'll want to use a professional to inspect both of these systems.
All right, and now here we are at the Grayhead owner's cabin. This really puts into perspective the concept of never having to leave the mesa to go into town. You truly can enjoy this space as if it was your own private resort. This owner's cabin behind me offers so much. It is actually rumored to be the cabin from the old Sound of Music movie. If you've seen it, maybe you know what I'm talking about. Why don't we go ahead and spin the camera around, enjoy that view one last time before we check out everything that is here and is offered to the Grayhead residents and guests. So beautiful. You can actually see all of Telluride Ski Resort, just about to be closed here in the distance. That means at night you're watching them groom the trails from your front door while you are tucking those kiddos in for bed. We have a trout pond here that is stocked. They do request that you only fish with barbless hooks. Spinning around here, obviously this nice big lawn. In the summertime, we do have live water that flows through, and oh, check that out. Look at all of these recent scratch marks from the elk and other wildlife that comes through these parts. All of these details are absolutely incredible. The river stone wrapped in metal. Let's flow inside. Great little seating arrangement. We have a wood burning fireplace to snuggle up to. Enjoy those s'mores. Fully stocked kitchen. The list of all of these amenities. See, what do we got in here? Oh yeah. Say that's every teenager's dream. Every adult's dream too. Popsicles and all. Snacks are already set and out. This incredible old oven and cooktop, which has been replaced. A dining room table, piano, full bathroom. And here's where we start to catch some of these really interesting details. Behind me, we have a bucket full of ice skates and hockey sticks. That's right. There's an entire private ice skating rink. We'll go check that out here in a moment. And flowing up the stairs, another great little hangout. Snowshoes up for grabs. And a little miniature library, all with an incredible view. Now let's go roam outside for a moment just to show you what all is involved here. Not only do you have things like the fishing pond and the ice skating rink, they also offer a barbecue grill as well as different arrangement of disc golf baskets, horseshoes, etc. Right. Nice grill, nice outdoor seating. horseshoe park and the first of many disc golf baskets. I've observed 3 or 4 baskets, although I've never played out here since I'm not an owner or a guest technically. That's right through the fence. We have pickleball, tennis, full-size basketball court. See if we can just poke our camera through there. I'd say that has got to be the best view of any basketball tennis court that I have ever seen in my life. Hands down. Almost feels like we should be in a national park instead of a private resort with very limited use and enjoyment, right? Probably quite hard to see from here, but out in the distance, we have yet another of those disc golf baskets. More beautiful open space. Another massive lawn. Could be for soccer, badminton, spike ball, you name it, your grandkids name it, you have it here at your fingertips without ever having to go to Town Park in Telluride. Now we're mostly melted out here. That would become your ice skating rink in the winter. And the final yet critical part of the Grayhead neighborhood would be the private walking trail. You have gorgeous miles of serene single track that goes all the way up Pond Mountain behind us and tracks through the entire neighborhood. It is a fantastic amenity and a great way to capture views and feel like you're on top of these mountains that you see in the distance while still staying right close to home and never leaving the ecosystem of what is the Grayhead neighborhood. Just for fun, check out all 25 peaks, which you can see sitting from this exact point. Again, I can't believe that this place isn't a national park. You can actually own, eat, sleep, and breathe here at Grayhead. Pretty impressive.
So check this out, guys. You have an absolutely fantastic hike that is private and in this neighborhood. I can't disclose the exact location of the trailhead because that would be improper and offensive to the HOA. However, I am going to demonstrate to you how special this space is. During the hike, just the fact that they have this alone was a massive feat and must have taken a ton of effort to compile. They have actually laid this trail out using stones that are ranging from a dinner bowl all the way up to a massive platter. These rocks are laid out into a nice even trail for the majority of the walk. In total, the trail is about 2 miles long, and the elevation gain is just over 300 feet.
All right, now here we are at one of the incredible homes in Grayhead. It is one of the few lots that have truly been developed. Operating from memory, there's about 12 different homes in the entirety of the development thus far, plus the HOA manager's house as well as that owner's cabin. Now, we're not going to spend too much time here, but we are going to enjoy a fantastic sunset. Spending so much of my life out in Telluride, I've gotten the pleasure of enjoying many of these sunsets. I can't say I've ever had a bad one here in the Grayhead neighborhood. So behind me, we have a beautiful owner's cabin and this 4-bed plus bonus room house. Let's go inside. Punctuated with water features that surround the home and national forest, hundreds of thousands of acres right off to our north. Let's step inside. Oh, the views just don't get any better than that. One of my personal favorite things about any home in the Telluride region is a nice sink with an insane backdrop. And last but not least, for the interior, waking up in the bed like this, and as you pull your head from the pillow, the first thing you see is Wilson Peak in your face. And as you turn straight into Palmyra Peak in the distance, all of that, and you can see the ski runs dropping down, which means at night you can also see the snowcats hard at work for your incredible day of ripping down some of the absolute best terrain in North America, and depending who you ask, maybe even the world. Let's go ahead and take a look at this patio. Ooh. Hope you can see how pink it is. It is going to be a gorgeous night, all topped off with this herd of elk down in the meadow below. And let's be quiet now. What can you hear? Nothing. The sound of absolute serene stillness.
If you found value in this video, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And if you'd like to open a conversation, you can find our contact information down in the link below.